So this will be a scenario. Okay, imagine that this is a company like networks. Okay, so within your company you'll be running a routing protocol. You're not allowed to run a routing protocol between ISP. He will not allow you, or even you cannot handle the routes from ISP, because ISP devices are very high-end devices, so they can handle what is that, heavy routes and n number of routing table entries. But your device are enterprise models, so they are restricted to some extent, not like your ISP. And again, if you run a routing protocol with your ISP, obviously it will permit all the routes. It will permit all the routes from the ISP inside your network, and your routes will be shared outside your network. Again, that will also create a security problem. How? Your routes are made or advertised to outside network, a public network. So they will know the entire structure of your company, the entire routing structure of your company.
The ISP people, I mean outside networks.
Outside networks, because if you can't reach ISP, those who can reach ISP can reach you.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So that's a security threat. So you'll never run, or you are never allowed to run a routing protocol with ISP. Then what you'll do? Always you'll write a default route towards ISP. Always you'll write a default route towards the ISP. Got it? And ISP, if you want your network to be reachable outside, and you don't want to expose the routes, you just want them to be reachable, but you don't want to give the exact picture of your company, you'll give the networks which is there in your company to your ISP. You'll say that these are the networks which I have in my company. So what your ISP will do is they will write a static route.
Okay, so you are requesting ISP that you have so many networks in your company, and you set up a default route. So in turn, company gives you something called static route. ISP will set up static route.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. Now, why you need routes from ISP?
I didn't get it.
Because inside the company you use something called Ethernet. Okay. So
okay. Inside the company you'll be reachable.
Yeah.
You want to go outside. You might have another site in some other physical location.
For that we use VPNs, right?
Use VPN. Again, VPN is using a public network.
Okay.
You not simply establish a VPN by putting a separate link from your company to that company, right?
Okay.
You have to take the help of ISP in any way.
Okay.
Right? You cannot directly put a link. You can put that, but it's not affordable.
Okay.
Right? ISP already they are maintaining some physical link, so you can purchase something from them. You can take the service of the ISP. No need for you to completely put a new cables.
Sure.
Got it? Again, you want to be reachable, but you don't want to allow the routes, or you want to expose the exact routing picture of your company to the public network, but you want to be reachable. Again, you have to go to your ISP. If you need any kind of internet service, you have to go to your ISP. For that, you need a default route from always your service provider will give a default route from your end.
This is for enterprise, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
From your edge router, this is called as edge router. From your edge router, always there will be a default route towards the ISP. Got it? Any doubt?
No, not at all.
Okay. So shall we configure the IP address first?
Yeah, sure.
Then I'll show you how it happens exactly. So I'm going to configure ISP first. Interface serial 0/0, clock rate 64,000, 70.2.2.10. Hold it. Interface loopback 1, IP address 10.1.1.1.
So giving all the IP addresses, adding all the IP addresses, do show IP address.
Got all the routes?
Yeah, all the routes are added now.
All the address, right? Okay, that's it. I'm not going to give any, what is it, static route now. Just I want to configure IP address on all the devices. Okay, then go to your router. 192.1.12.1.
This is in router 1, right?
I'm also going to create a loopback address on all routers. Okay, and interface 00/0 70.1.
Slowly, Ramesh. Wait, let me see.
I'm just giving IP address. Okay, that's why I'm fast. Okay,
so your first.
I'm just giving the IP address.
First, you give the loopback address for this router, and then you give the IP address.
Exactly. Okay. IP address 192.1.12.2. IP address.
Okay, 12.2. Okay, 2.2. Okay.
Right. Interface F0/1. 192.1.23.2. 2.2.2.2. Okay. I'll also save these configurations so that if I should restart, it should not create any problem. Okay. Then I'm into router 3. Interface F0/0. 23.3. Done. Okay. Now I'm going to run routing protocols only within your company. We'll go to this ISP part later. First, we'll finish within our company.
Okay.
So within our company, I'll use rep, right? I'll put this router here so that it indicates that only this portion is inside your domain. Okay. Clear? So what I'll do is I'll run rep version 2 no auto summary. What is the use of this command? Your what is it, distance vector and advanced distance vector routing protocols, what they do is they summarize by default. What they summarize? What is summarization? Like if we have 10.1.1.0, 10.2.1.0, 10.3.1.0, 10.4.1.0, these are all subnets, right, of the major network called as 10.0.0.0/8. Imagine these are all /24s. Everyone is /24. So these are all subnetted networks, which has been subnetted from this major network. So what happens is, by default, what is summarize? Shrinking it, right?
Yeah.
That's what summarize means, right? So what happens is, by default, RIP or any kind of advanced distance vector or distance vector routing protocol, what they do is, when they cross a major network boundary, they will summarize it into a classful address, classful network. So instead of saying that I know about 10.1.1.0, 10.2.1.0, 10.3.1.0, 10.4.1.0, I'll simply say I know about 10.0.0.0/8. I'll summarize it into classful network. I'll show a lab for this. You have a lab for this. I'll show that. Then you'll understand it better.
Okay.
Okay. For now, You're clear till here, right? Any doubt in you?
No.
I'll show a lab for this. You have a lab for this after this. Okay? So that's why it's always mandatory to give no order summary. It's always a good practice to give no order summary. Okay? I'll show the difference. Now what I'll do, I'll advertise what I know. I know about network 192.1.12.0, 70.0.0.0, right?
Yeah. Router 1, R1 knows these things.
1.0.0.0.
He's blue back.
Done. Now I'll go to router 2, router rep, version 2, no order summary, network 192.1.12.0 here, then 23.0, 23, then 2.0.0.0. Clear? I'll do the same on router 3, router rep, version 2, no order summary, network 192.1.23.0, network 3.0.0.0. Done. Now let's see for the routes. Show IP route. Will you get the routes? Yeah. You have to wait for some time for that timer to come. See, you got all the routes. So let me check whether I will be reachable to that loopback address from my loopback address. See, I have full reachability. Within the company, you have reachability.
What's your
Hold it down. So you have full reachability within your company. Since you want to go outside to a public network, you need internet service within your company. What you do? You'll get the help of someone called as ISP, internet service provider. So to reach your ISP, always the ISP recommends you to use a default route from your edge router. So what is my edge router? Router 1. Okay. How to write a default route? IP route. If you don't know about any network and any mask.
Okay, we don't know about the IP ISPs.
If you don't know about any network or any mask.
How will it identifies that you're going to try to reach that specific one? Because we are giving you some default, we are giving 0.0.0.0.
I'll give the next hop. Next hop as my ISP's address.
How come you know that next hop?
Your ISP will provide that. Your ISP has to say that if you want to go to any other place, come to me. Me means my address. Right? So your next hop address will be the ISP's address. So 70.2.2.10. Got it? So this will be the default route which is written on the edge router. Defining, if you don't know about anything, simply go to ISP. Got it? Check your routing table. See, you have a default route.
Just go on top now. Just go on top.
IP route for any network with any mask. This is your next hop.
Okay, this is the IP address which we didn't know for the ISP, and this is the
0 denotes any.
Okay, this is separate mask which you don't know, but the hop is given.
Next hop.
This is called the next hop.
Next
or
hop.
This is called the IP. This is the IP address of the thing.
Yeah, this is actually called as next hop. So where you have to go? You are telling your router that if you don't know anything, if you don't know anyone with any network or any mask, you have to go to this guy. Who is that guy? Which means the next hop, right?
Okay.
That next hop will be the ISP's address. If you don't know anything, any network with any mask, your next hop will be 70.2.2.10. That's what you're telling to your router. Got it?
Okay, next hop that is not the IP address actually.
That's an IP address of this ISP, not your.
Okay.
You know how to reach your directly connected network.
We directly connect to the ISP and we checking the IP address. Okay, that IP address you have to put over here.
Exactly. Your ISP will say that this is my IP address.
Okay.
Obviously, both the devices are in same network. Should be in same network, directly connected device, right?
Okay.
So they have reachability already. So you can reach your ISPs this end.
Okay.
This router can reach here,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
But if you want to go beyond this IP address, you need a default route. Clear? Any doubts?
No. Okay.
Okay, so you have a default route saying if you want to go to anything with any mask, go to this address.
So from router 3 you can, if you want to, configure these
Now,
two
see, do I have any route towards these 10 dot subnets?
No.
No. Will I be able to ping? Will I be able to ping?
I don't think so. You can't. Oh, okay.
Why?
Oh, okay. IP
You
address
have a
can be
default route
default.
saying that if you don't know anything, come to me.
Okay.
That's your ISP.
Okay.
So you'll reach your ISP. So you have two advantages. Like your routing table entry is minimized.
Okay.
You don't have to put all the routing informations inside your routing table. Instead of hundreds and thousands of routing tables from your ISP, you are getting
1 second.
single default
I
route.
have a doubt.
Huh?
See, we use this IP route 0.0.0.0.
Hmm?
Actually, we have to give the IP address of the ISP over there and the subnet mask. But if you ping, for example,
You should not give. Wait. I'll show that. I'll show it again. IP route, okay? Here you have to put the destination address, where you want to go. It's not the ISP's address.
Okay.
It's a place where you want to go. Like if I want to go to a place called as 40.0.0.0.
Okay, no, let me come to this. So you're putting your IP route over here. So you are going to reach the destination, which is the ISP. So
That's the next stop. Your ISP is the next stop. He is not the destination. ISP is not the destination. He is your next stop. To reach your destination, he is your next stop.
But we don't know the destination now. The destination is somewhere.
Somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. So that 0.0.0.0 denotes that if you don't know about any network, you don't worry. You come to the ISP, which will be your next stop, which is specified as a next stop. Okay. That's the meaning of that command. Got it?
Okay.
Clear? Okay. Next. So I'll also ping another address 10.1.6.1. See, it's pinging. Why?
Because we use 0.0.
You have reachability, right? What if I ping with a source address of 1.1.1.1? That is my loopback. Will I be able to ping?
1 second. What? Sorry.
If I ping
In router 1, you're pinging
with my source address as 1.1.1.1, my loopback address, will it ping?
Yes, it is.
It will never. Why? Because this router knows if you don't know about anything, go to this guy, ISP. But ISP doesn't have a route to reach one network. See? It doesn't have any route or default route or static route. You have to define a static route, right? As I told you.
Yeah.
You have to define a static route towards each and every network inside your company. Clear? I'll also give you a proof.
I didn't get your last point.
See?
In router 1, you're trying to reach its own loopback. 1.1.
No, not its own loopback. The meaning of this command, you have to understand this. This means you're pinging this address.
Okay,
Here.
address over here.
That's the destination address.
That's destination.
Source will always be the exit
address.
exit interface address, right? So previously it was 70.2.2.1. Now you want to change that source address into 1.1.1.1. You want to ping from your loopback interface, not from your serial interface. Normally, if you generate any traffic on a particular device, the exit interface address will be added to that source address. But you don't want to add that source address as that exit interface address. You want to ping from an internal address, a loopback address. So that's why you are adding source 1.1.1. Got it? So if you ping from your source 1.1.1.1, you'll be able to reach that. The packet will go from here to ISP. But ISP doesn't know how to reply back. So you'll not be successful. I'll also show the proof for that. See, I was not pinging, right? I'll debug IP ICMP.
What is that? Debug.
I'll debug. Debug command will display the background thing which is happening for that protocol. It will debug the protocol which you are going to specify over there, and it will show the information which is happening inside that device in a background. So I want to debug my ICMP packets. If you use ping, it is an ICMP. It uses ICMP protocol, right? So if I ping from here, if that packet reaches ISP, it will display a log, right? See here, I'm pinging here. See, echo reply sent source 10.1.6.1 destination 1.1.
So you're trying to send from ISP to the router 1, so it's not possible.
So you're getting something here, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting that packet is reaching here. That's why you're getting a log. I'll turn off the debugs. Undebug all. Got it? Now in this ISP, I'll write a static route, IP route to reach 1.0.0.0. IP route, I'm writing a route towards each and every network inside
ISP.
networks.
Okay.
ISP is, I'm giving this information to my ISP. ISP is writing on their router so that it could be reachable to others.
Okay.
Got it? So IP route 1.0.0.0 255.0.0.0 mask. If you want to go to this network with this mask, your next stop will be 70.2. Exactly.
2.21. 0. Sorry.
No, 1.
Okay, that is 1. Okay.
Got it? Everyone who needs to go to networks will use that as next stop.
2.0. So all the 3 routers you're doing it.
So IP route to reach 192.1.12.0, 255.255.255.0. Next stop will be 70.2.2.1.
Okay.
And even for 23.0. Show IP route. See, we'll have lots of static route. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You have lots of static route to reach each and every network.
Okay.
Will you be able to ping now?
Yes, you can.
You,
Okay. Yeah.
right? Let me check from router 2. Will I be able to ping from here?
Yeah. 10.1.1 now.
No.
Because you didn't talk about that.
This router knows that if you don't know anything, go to
Yeah.
your ISP. And that ISP is directly connected.
But that router.
These guys doesn't know about anything.
Yeah.
And you cannot give default route on each and every router. That will be a very lengthy process.
Yeah.
You can give that, but that will be a very lengthy process. Since we have 3 routers, it's easy. What if you have more than 10 routers, 20 routers, and you have redundancy? At a time, you cannot go for default route within your company. Only the edge device can run default route because here it doesn't have any problem. But within your company, to choose best route, you have to use routing protocol, not your static route, right? You have lots of problem in using static route or default route. So what I'll do is, say I'll check on other devices. Show IP route. Do I know anything about any other outside networks?
No.
I only know about
Your
my inside company, that is networks, right? I'll check here also. Show IP route.
Yeah. Only
Nothing,
inside.
right? So what I'll do is, since R1 knows how to reach outside, we'll make this guy to inform how to reach outside. Okay, so what we'll do is, we'll make this R1 to inform about how to get outside your network, that is to internet or to any other network.
Okay.
How? How you'll inform other guys? Simple. It's a very simple task. What I'll do is, since I have reachability towards each and every device, each and every network, each and every there is host, each and every IP address in my network, inside my network, right? Using RIP.
RIP.
I'll make use of RIP itself.
Okay.
What I'm doing, I'm advertising what I know using RIP itself, right? Even this I'll advertise using RIP.
Okay.
So this concept is called as injecting default route inside a routing protocol. This is common for all routing protocols. Got it?
Okay.
Got it? So what I'll do is how to configure that. Get inside that routing protocol router RIP. Okay? And the command is redistribute static. That's it. You're done. You're done with a major task. Right? What does this command say? This command says that I'm going to inject this default route. Default route is also kind of static route, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to inject this default route inside this RIP protocol. So wherever this RIP protocol spreads, this default route will also spread. No need for you to write on each and every route, because what happens? So what happens is, if you write default route on each and every router, it will stop using RIP.
Okay.
Because your default route or static route has lower AD value, there is higher preference. So there is a waste of running RIP if you use default route. It's waste of running RIP or any other routing protocol if you use default route. So follow a simple procedure by injecting that route inside that routing protocol, which is used within your company. So wherever that default route travels, this route will also travel. Shall we check that? See, now take a look at this. See, you have all the routes, right? Now see some difference there.
Okay.
A default route has been injected by whom? RIP, not by you. If you write a default route, it will be S star.
Yeah.
The star refers to candidate default. This is the default route injected by RIP. You can get this route on router 3 also. See, a default route. Got it? So now what I'll do is I'll try to ping any address 10.1.6.1. See, I'm pinging. But you don't know any route. You don't have any route. What if you have thousands of routes here? You'll be able to ping.
Of course we can, because we are using default route as
Exactly.
0 to 0.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is what called as injecting default route inside RIP.